जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय राधा वल्लभ श्री राधे जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Shri Shri Gaurita ki, Shri Shri Radhol Bhagwan ki, Shri 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 Jagannath Bala Subhadramani ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Prabhande. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 16, verse number 29. So this verse number 29 is about sons of Vishamitra. And of course, the rest of the chapter discusses about whether those sons of Vishamitra accept the order or request of their father. So there are 10 verses. I am thinking to complete all of them. Looks like I never completed a chapter during my life of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam reading discourse. I thought today I will take this opportunity to read all those verses. They are connected with response of sons of Vishamitra in response to their father request. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, so verse 29 from chapter 16 of Canto 9. And the chapter name is Lord Parashurama Destroyed the Ruling Class. So let us read the whole verse line by line. Vishwamitrasya chaivasan Vishwamitrasya chaivasam Putra eka satam nripa Putra eka satam nripa Madhyamasto madhuchanda Madhyamasto madhuchanda Madhuchandasya evate Madhuchandasya evate Vishwamitrasya chaivasan Putra eka satam nripa Madhyamastato madhuchanda Madhuchandasya evate Vishwamitrasya chaivasan Putra eka satam nripa Madhyamastato madhuchanda Madhuchandasya evate Putra eka satam nripa Madhyamasto madhuchanda Madhuchandasa evate Vishwamitrasya chaivasan Putra eka satam nripa. Madhyamasto madhuchanda. Madhuchanda sutta evate. Putra eka satam nripa. Dasa evate. Word to word translation. Vishamitrasya, of Vishamitra, cha, also, eva, indeed, asan, there were, putraha, son, ekasatam, 101, nirpa, O King Parishit, Madhyamaha, the middle one, two, indeed, Madhuchandasyaha, known as Madhuchanda, Madhuchandasaha, named the Madhuchandas, Eva, indeed, they, all of them. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki. O King Parikshit, Vishamitra had 101 sons, of whom the middle one was known as Madhuchanda. In relation to him, all other sons were celebrated as the Madhuchandas. Purport. In this connection, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes this statement from the Vedas. Tasyaha Vishwamitra kya satam putra asuha panchasad eva jaya jasmo madhuchandasaha panchasad kaniyam saha. Vishamitra had 101 sons. 50 were older than Madhuchanda and 50 younger. Om Ajnana Trimindasya Jnananjala Salakaya Chaksurilmitamena Tasme Sri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Ishtupadaya Krishnapadaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamini Namaste Saraswadevi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachata Desha Tarani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavanda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna. Last 6 weeks have been full of festivals, especially to remember Lord's and Lord's great devotees' appearance days. Janma Karma, Chame Divyam. So all of you had a opportunity to not only hear glories of Lord appearance and his activities, but also participate in it, especially participating appearance days. August 9, Balaram Purnima appearance day of Lord Balaram. Then August 16, Lord Krishna's appearance day. The next day, Prabhupada's appearance day. Then of course, August 31st was appearance day of Adi Lakshmi Mother, Srimati Radharani. Although I was not in Melbourne, but I had opportunity to celebrate all these appearance days and then hear their glories in actually China. So usually you might say a country full of militias. You will hear all that today, how Vishamitra cursed his sons if they don't accept his order. So it was nice, and we do have devotees there. devotees, Chinese devotees born in China, living in China. Okay, so when we say devotees, sometimes we confuse. So often these days, when we go to various Hare Krishna temple, so we have many devotees maybe of Indian origin, but in China we have purely Chinese origin. So very nice to see the impact of Prabhupada, moment, especially his books. I asked some of the devotees, how did they actually become devotees? They said somehow, they come across Bhagavad Gita book, and they read it, then they got inspired and then started chanting. Then of course, then next follows, they will find out where are the potential like-minded personalities. That's how they found devotees and formed congregation. Very nice. So therefore, impact of all these Prabhupada books is spreading, even in his absence. Of course, Prabhupada said that I am living in his book. So therefore, the impact is continuing to spread through indirect presence through book. So now coming to this verse, so just a verse before it, and of course before that we're all about Lord Parashurama's activities, and then the previous verse just mentioned about Vishamitra, and today's verse is fully about the lineage of Vishamitra, that is his sons, and that follows up to the all other verses unto the end of the chapter. So in the previous verse, Vishamitra indicated as son of Maharaj Gadi. Then when we see this lineage from Brahma to Atri Muni, then Atri Muni to, so there were many other sons. Then finally this Gadi Maharaj, so Maharaj Gadi. So actually, so from Maharaj Gadi we have connection to Parashuram and also connection to Vishamitra. So this Maharaj Gadi had a daughter, a beautiful daughter called Satyavati. So Satyavati ended up marrying son of Bhrugumuni. Bhrugumuni is a Brahmana, and Satyavati is the daughter of Maharaj Gadi, that is Kshatriya. So that was a marriage, and she had a son called Jamadagni, and of course Jamadagni's son is Lord Parashuram, and that's already discussed. So previous chapter and also this chapter so far. So and then of course the chapter title itself says, what were the glorious activities of Lord Parashuram? So one of them is destroying all unrighteous ruling class, that is kings at that time, so who were not following the principles of Veda and then misusing their power. So therefore he has to destroy them, slay them. So that was already discussed. Now this Maharaj Gadi, of course, he has a son, Vishamitra. And Vishamitra, of course, has many sons. And here it mentions, so he had Vishwamitrasya Chaivam Putra Eka Satam. Eka means one. Satam means 100. 100 plus 1. So 101 sons. And some of them are very well known, and we know some of them as well. So here says the Madhyamasya Ta Madhuchanda. Madhyama. Out of 101, the middle one is called Madhuchanda. So that means, let's say for simplicity, so 100 means 50 one side, 50 other side, the middle one is Madhuchanda. So that is 51th. 51st son is Madhuchanda. So because of his good qualities, so all the sons are called as Madhuchandas. So this is very common. So sometime then you say, oh, here is the lineage from Madhuchanda. Because there was one son who was very prominent, so he brought name and fame to the family. Therefore, sometime in the family name also will change. So this is also very common. Even the country name will change. Even the city names will change. If someone famous person comes up from the city, people start slowly calling that city name as if the name of this person. Then slowly, over a period of time, it becomes the new name. So here, Madhuchandas, Madhuchanda is the middle person. So, as purport says, in relation to him, in relation to Madhuchanda, all other sons were celebrated. So that means he was very glorious, and people are very, very happy and proud to call themselves as Madhuchandas. Brothers of Madhuchanda, younger brothers of Madhuchandra, elder, I don't know whether they call themselves, but definitely. So here, so as for the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, so we say they are Madhuchandas called. Then in the purport, Prabhupada has given very short. He says, he quotes, statement of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, which is of course again coming from Vedas. So there also he is saying that Vishamitra had 101 sons, 101 sons, and 50 were older, and remaining other 50 were younger, and the middle one is Madhuchanda. So that is the purport. Now, so who are the other sons? Of course, Vishamitra also had a very famous daughter. Who is that? Vishamitra's famous daughter, who is born to Menaka, Shakuntala. So that is not so much described in the previous one, but you all know that. So how did Vishamitra end up becoming a Brahmana and of course Brahmarshi? So he has done so much of austerity, tapas, that was mentioned in the previous word, just as austerity he has done. And during the course of that austerity for 50,000-60,000 years he has done tapas. Of course, first 5,000 years tapas became bhanga. Because he was a Kshatriya, and when he was performing such severe austerity, Indra got frightened. As usual, Indra always sent somebody to disturb your tapas. So he ended up sending one of the Apsara, Menaka Devi. So Menaka Devi came, and then so Vishamitra tapas got disturbed just by hearing ankle bell sound. So he got attracted and opened his eyes, and sees a very beautiful lady there, coming from heavenly planet. So obviously united, and that led to the outcome is Shakuntala. She is a famous. Of course, Shakuntala is the mother of Emperor Bharat, so whom we call ancestor of Kuru dynasty or kings. Okay, Bharat Maharaj story we heard very nicely earlier. So then what about other sons? Madhuchanda, of course, 51. So he is also well known because he composed some of the verses from Rig Veda. So as we know, there was only one Veda, then divided into many Vedas, and of course other Rishiminis also added some of the hymns to it. So this Madhuchanda has contributed. So as a result, he also became more prominent and prominent son of Vishamitra. Then other one is, so some of the places I read, this Susruta Muni, who is well known as someone who can perform surgery, So some people call he is the father of plastic surgery. What is plastic surgery? Usually that means, for example, if your nose is not perfect, so you have a plastic surgery to make it look very, very beautiful like Sridevi. Some people say this actor Sridevi has got plastic surgery done. I don't know about that, but that's what I hear. Okay, so this Susruta is a role model for all the surgeons throughout the world, also in Australia. So in Melbourne, there is something called Royal Australian College of Surgeons. So when you enter, so there you see a murti of this Susruta Muni, just like when we enter the temple, we see Founder-Acharya Prabhupada. In the same way, when you enter into that surgeon's college, you will see a Founder-Acharya of that surgeons, that is Susruta Muni. So he is one of the other sons from that out of 101, so he is one of them. Then Of course, he also adopted one more son, so that becomes 102. So that comes next. So Suna Sepha. So these all are prominent sons of Vishamitra. So that is in very brief. So now, so coming to this adopted son. So the next verse, so many of them don't have a purport, but we will read. So the next verse, the 101 sons. Of course, what did he do with them, those sons? Obviously, father will give some instruction, some command, how they should, move forward in their life. So here, Vishamitra accepted the son of Ajigrata, known as Suna Sepha. So this Suna Sepha was born in the Bhrigu dynasty, that means he was a Brahmana, and he was known as Devarata. So this Vishamitra accepted him as one of his own son. So after accepting, he ordered all other sons, that is 101 sons, to accept Suna Sepha as their elder brother. Imagine, so a family, already 101 sons are there. Suddenly father brings one more person. He says, all of them, please accept this person as eldest. That means he is the next successor of his kingdom. So now, how many people will accept? So that is what the next verse says. So next verse says, okay, before that, who is this Suna Sepha? So that is introduced in the next verse. It says, Suna Sepha's father has sold Suna Sepha to be sacrificed as man animal in the Yajna of King Harichandra. When Suna Sepha was brought into the sacrifice arena, he prayed to the demigods for release and was released by their mercy. So that is why he is called as Deva Varta. So one who is protected by the Devas. Devarata. So Suna Sepha is called Devarata. So because he was protected by Devas, so when he was being sacrificed in the sacrifice yajna conducted by Harichandra. So about this Harichandra sacrifice, we have already nicely discussed in chapter 7 of the same canto, canto 9. So there, when the chapter descendants of King Mandata, so there it was discussed. So here Prabhupada has given purport briefly. So Prabhupada says, here is the description of Suna Sepha. When Harichandra was to sacrifice his son Rohita arranged to save his own life by purchasing Suna Sepha from Suna Sepha's father to be sacrificed in the Yajna. So just briefly to understand why this Rohita has to purchase alternate person to sacrifice. So as you know, this Trishanku, person Trishanku, usually we know Trishanku Sarga. So the Trishanku Sarga was created by Vishamitra himself. So Trishanku was cursed. So somehow Vishamitra wanted to give a better position for Trishanku. Therefore, he wanted to send him to Sargaloka by his mystic power. So when he was sent to Sargaloka, then at that time, all the Sargaloka didn't accept, so they pushed him back. So therefore, Vishamitra created a Trishanku. Trishanku Sarga we call. So Trishanku had a son called Harichandra. So this Harichandra, so he performed Rajasya Yajna, just like Yudhishthira Maharaj has conducted during the Dwapara Yuga. So similarly, here Harichandra conducted Rajasya Yajna. And of course, for Rajasya Yajna, you need the best priests. So in that Rajasya Yajna, there were two. One of them is Vishamitra, other is another Muni. So this Vasishtha Muni. So there in the Yajna, so Samma Vishamitra, took away all the outcome of Yajna himself without sharing with anybody. So this has infuriated Vasishtha Muni. So therefore they quarreled. So that was described very nicely in the previous earlier chapter number 9. It's chapter number 7 of the same canto. So now, we saw Harichandra didn't have a son. So therefore he performed another yajna. So on request, on order of Narada Muni told, why don't you pray to Varuna Dev? He will bestow your son. So he did pray. Then, so he was blessed with a son name was Ravidas. But at that time, Harichandra has promised him that in the yajna he will offer that son back to him. So then after birth, Varuna came. Now that you got a son, why don't you offer me, conduct yajna and offer your son? He just keep delaying. Oh, let son have a teeth. Okay, teeth came, didn't agree. Again he postponed. He said, let all the teeth fall down. Then I will sacrifice. So like this he postponed. He went on for too long. Then Rohitas realized that now one day I'm going to become old. My father is going to sacrifice. Let us better escape. So he took his bow and escaped to forest and lived there for several years. And there, so he of course come across Indra also. He thought maybe now I will go back to my kingdom because father is not well. So at that time again Indra stopped him from going back. So it went on. Finally decided, so maybe I must, he's having the suffering because he has not offered a sacrifice to Varuna Dev. So therefore, let me do something about it. What can you do? So he found one Brahmana and purchased his middle son and went back to kingdom. So there they performed the yajna. So then Father Harichandra, of course, they sacrificed this Brahmana boy. And that Brahmana boy is Suna Sepha. So Suna Sepha is actually born from Bhrigu dynasty. So very spiritually advanced person, although he was sold like animal. So with his prayer, he impressed Vishamitra. He also impressed the Devatas. Actually, Vishamitra role there was Agnihota. So one who is responsible for offering oblations. Then they had also Jabandagni. What was Jabandagni's role? Jabandagni was reading Vedic mantras, Vedic hymns. Then of course Vasishtha Muni also was there. He was like a head priest sitting there, like a president. In any program, you have one president, one performer, then other reciter. Just like during initiation ceremony. Correct? When you go upstairs, whenever we have initiation, we will have a Guru Maharaj. The Guru, one of the Maharaj will sit on Vyasasan, and there is one devotee conducts Yajna. Then some other devotees chanting Vedic mantra. What is the Vedic mantra we chant? Some of us will read Śrīmad Bhāgavatam some verse, and others will read Bhagavad Gita verse. Others may be chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Why? All those who are reading may not be reading perfectly. Pronunciation may not be coming perfect. Correct? When I was reading, we are not Sanskrit scholars. So I was reading in the beginning, Vishamitrasya. Sometimes the tongue won't come so nicely. So it may end up becoming something else. So therefore we chant Hare Krishna mantra to nullify any improper pronunciation of those Sanskrit words, because it might end up becoming reverse. We don't want that to happen. So we want all the initiatory devotees to become glorious. In the same way here. So of course Jamadagni is the son of such a powerful Brahmana. So he will pronounce nicely. But however you can see, it can happen. So now, there because he prayed this Suna Sepha. So Suna Sepha, so he impressed Vishamitra and also Devatas. Although they offered him in Agni, they revived him back. Now, Vishamitra took him as his son and then went to where? Went to his other sons. He says, okay, my all 101 sons. So kindly accept. He didn't say kindly. So here is my another son. Please accept him as eldest one. So then what happened? So this next verse just glorifies. Suna Sepha was born in Bhargava dynasty, that is Bhrigu Muni dynasty. So he was advanced in spiritual life. He is not just a Brahmana. Brahmana and the advanced spiritual personalities are different. Correct? So a Vaishnava. So in Vaishnava we have got kings, sometime also that is Kshatriyas, and of course Brahmana is there, Kshatriya is there, Vaishya is there, and Sudra is also there. So often or sometime Brahman, there are some Sudras much more elevated than Brahmana. Like we have Namacharya Haridas Thakur. Maybe he is born in Mohammedan family. Maybe by birth, one may consider them as a lower class, but by his quality, so he is a Namacharya. So very highest quality, one who can become a teacher of holy name. So that person is much more elevated than any Brahmana. So here, Suna Sepha was very elevated in spiritual life. Therefore, all the demigods have protected him. That was primary reason why they protected. So because Vishamitra is adopted, so therefore he is celebrated as one of the great personality in the dynasty of this Maharaj Gadi. So Devarata, Rata protected by Devas. So such a person is Devarata. Okay. So that was verse number 32. So as we move forward, so now when Vishamitra has commanded or ordered his son to accept this Suna Sepha as the elder son, what happened? So at that time, the first 50 sons of Vishamitra, they didn't agree. They refused to accept. So you might wonder why they refused to accept first 50 sons. So mainly because the father is saying, this adopted son is going to you accept him the eldest son. That means now they all have to accept his superiority, and he will become a king instead of the first son or other potential. So that is one of the reasons why they didn't accept. So they did not agree. So obviously Vishamitra is well known for short temper. He became very angry. Kama, Krodha. What was his kama? His desire was that all my sons accept my order. He was expecting. We also expect, correct? So we expect that our children accept whatever we say. If you ask them to bring me a glass of water, we expect that they accept and bring a glass of water. Sometimes said, oh, why don't you go and take yourself? It can happen. Familiarity breeds contempt, we say. So even if you're a great personality, so it will happen. And it happens in many people's life. It happened to also my life too sometime. So we have here more brahmacharis and potential sannyasis. They may not experience, but those who grahasthas married and many of those who are listening online, I am sure experienced, most of them. If not everyone, most of them experienced. So this is what happened to Vishamitra. So they refuse. Then Vishamitra, now his desire is not fulfilled. Kama. Then what happens? Krodha. Extreme anger. In extreme anger, what do? No blessing. Correct? So he will curse. So abuse. So he said, hey, all of you, my sons, become milichas. That means now you all are ruling class, Kshatriyas, higher in the hierarchy. All of you become Sudras and below Sudras. Not even Vaishnava Sudras, below. So milichas. So because all of you oppose the principle of Vedic culture. What is Vedic culture? In Vedic culture, when elders, wish something, you accept it. Suppose in Vedic culture, some father comes, so hey, can you get married to this girl? Now this is order from father, you accept it. That's the Vedic culture. Even though you may be eyeing some other girl, but you must accept here, and or vice versa as well. So in this case, because they didn't accept, so they didn't honor the principles of Veda. And given that Vishamitra by that time he is already a Brahmarshi, he is not a king. So from king he transformed himself into Brahmarshi through so much of austerity, so much of power. Even then he is expecting his sons to agree to whatever he says, wishes. So that means he not fully became 100% devotee. Devotees are very kind. Even if they say something, they request you, if you don't accept, they will not get angry. No problem. So they will pacify themselves. But here Vishamitra became very angry. So he cursed them. In the purport, Prabhupada said that, so in the Vedic culture we have got Melichas and Yavanas. So Prabhupada is re-emphasizing, Melichas are those who don't accept, who don't follow the Vedic principle. So, of course, in the Satyuga there were only few Melichas. Now as time progresses, we have Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, most of them are Melichas. Kalo Sudra Sambhavaha. As Veda says, in Kali Yuga, everyone is Sudra by default. Even those who are potentially born in Brahmana families tend to slowly as time progresses, they also start exhibiting these Melicha qualities unless they come across, unless they're chanting Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, throughout there from birth to up to now. Otherwise there is a chance that they might develop all these other habits, end up becoming wine drinkers or Victorian bitter wine from the Victoria, if you are in Victoria, if you are in higher planet, Somarasa. So all those intoxication they may take, then develop a friendship with Urvasi and Ramba and all those people. So qualities can be changed. So therefore in Kali Yuga, Prabhupada says that, all of them, most of them will be Melichas. Then of course, Kali Yuga is for so long period, for 432,000 years, but we are just past 1%, 1.1% or maybe 1.15%, very little past. But as time progresses, see the situation, how it will be. Of course, Prabhupada is finally saying that, so it will be, at the end, there will be full of Melichas only. At that time, Lord Kaliki will appear, again re-established by killing all of those. So we will have a re-establishment, the religious principles again. So here, so they didn't accept. So now, so because of it, they were cursed to become Melichas. So now, so this was observed by other 51 sons. First 50 didn't accept. Now we got 51 plus other 50, 101. So there's how the situation. So they said, they approached their father. They didn't, they went there, pay obeisance and told him, so dear father, we shall abide by your instruction. So whatever arrangement you make, we accept it. So that means they accepted. So this was one of the great quality. And of course, this was led by Madhuchanda. So Madhuchanda, the 51 son, and then the rest, his younger brothers, other 50. So now, so the elder one didn't accept, and younger ones accepted. So later in this canto itself, we will hear about Yayati story. So Yayati, chapter 18. Yayati, chapter 18 about, so which is titled as King Yayati regains his youth. So just briefly, Yayati married daughter of Śrīmad Devani. So along with marriage, they also send Samista. So she is actually a daughter of another king, but she became a maid servant. So Yayati, Yayati of course enjoyed his married life to a full extent. And once he also had union with the maid servant. Because of it, Devati became very angry. She ran away to father's house, complained to father Śrīmad. Father Śrīmad already ordered him, now you are marrying my daughter. So never ever deviate. Be a very faithful husband, chaste husband. Not only the daughter being chaste wife of you, but you also need to be fully chaste to my daughter. But now you deviated. So therefore he cursed him to become an old man. old man with no potency. Then he is saying that, "Oh father-in-law, please forgive me. I am still, my desire for enjoyment has gone. So kindly, forgive me." He says, "Okay, no problem." Father-in-law, he was thinking about his daughter also. He says, "No problem. So I will bless you. But one condition, you find someone who will exchange your youthhood, your old life, your this important old man body to the youth body." So now this Yayati went straight to his sons. He had 5 sons. He went and told other sons, "My sons, now I have become old, my desire is not satisfied. Can one of you please accept my body and give yours?" So he first asked the first son, rejected. No. He started talking about Vedic principle. He's saying that unless one's enjoyed sensually fully, that person will not be able to change himself to a religious life and become move towards spirituality. Therefore, I can accept your request. He went and asked second son, rejected. Our third son, rejected. Then, of course, next the final son came. So he said, "Okay, I will accept." So there is one nice verse. He says, "A son who anticipates the desire of a father and acts accordingly, such a son is called first class son. Uttama putra." So you don't have to ask. He will anticipate. Oh, so this speaker may need a, pani, water. So he anticipates, brings water. You know what to call such a devotee? First class, Uttama devotee, anticipates. So ourselves also, we all have spiritual master. So without spiritual master requesting, we anticipate, my Guru Maharaj need this, whatever that requirement is. So anticipate and offer service, then we become Uttama Bhakta, Uttama disciple. So here Uttama son. And also it says, then who is second class son? After receiving father request and acts, you say, "Please give me water, please bring that book." So if they give it, then according to this Vedic instruction, second class son. Then the third class is one, even though the request is made, he accepts, but accept grudgingly. "Can you please bring me Śrīmad Bhāgavatam?" From there he will throw. Correct? So you ask third son, "Can you please give me that?" So he will accept, but he doesn't take it, with reverently bring it and put it to next to your table or give it to you. Here is the father. That was second class. But the third one will usually throw from there. And of course, unless if you are a cricketer, you have to catch very nicely that ball. Otherwise, it will fall down there. So therefore, we have to be careful whom to ask also request. If they throw like that, if you're not able to catch, you'll fall down. Then we become cause of that disrespect to the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Correct? We should have gone and ourselves taken it instead of asking such a son. But anyway, so that is the third son. Now this talks about fourth son. Who is fourth son? Fourth class son. Is that one who refuses father order completely, he will not accept. So such a son is the fourth class, and here Śrīmad Bhāgavatam says, I want to read as it is instead of making it myself. But a son who refuses his father's order is like his father's tool. So, so you can imagine graphically. So this is what happened. Now the first 50 sons refused. Then the middle, of course, Madhuchanda, he led the rest of them. So accept. So let us be either first class or second class son. Doesn't matter. So that's what happened. So now verse number 35. Because these the 51 and the Madhuchandas, the next younger ones accepted. So therefore, obviously he is very pleased. So then after pleasing he says, so pleased with them, and he says, because all of you accepted this Suna Sepha as elder brother, so therefore I am very satisfied. So because of that, you all are my worthy sons. And then he says, I will bless all of you, become fathers of other good sons. Essentially, he blessed them. All of you are very good sons. So you pleased me, you accepted my order, you accepted Suna Sepha as your elder brother. So therefore, all of you will have a good life. Then you are good sons. So then, of course, he also says, now that you accepted the Suna Sepha as the elder brother, what should you do? Not only just like you accepted my order, you must accept him and his order too. He says, so Devarta is actually my own son. Although he is adopted, he is my own son. So he is one of you. So you please obey his order. So that was the instruction is also given. Because he is now the elder, that means he is the likely successor. So he is the next king. And all other brothers need to accept the orders of the king. If they don't accept, then it will become a family quarrel. So to avoid family quarrel, so he requested him. So then onward he is called Deva-Rata. So because he was protected by all the Devas, as we discussed earlier. So finally, the last verse of this canto. So that is just a summary of whatever happened, first 9 verses. The summary is that Vishamitra cursed sons, his first 50 sons, and blessed others. Now, as Prabhupada said that, though the first 50 sons, of course, he was cursed to become malicious, and so they were, looks like, at that time there were only few people who were malicious in Satyayuga, then Tratayuga. But now as time progresses, it spread. I was actually listening to Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita class that was delivered in 1976 in the same room on that Vyasasana. So Prabhupada mentioned about Parasuram. He says when Parasuram, so he went around the world and killed so many impious kings, all the Kshatriyas. It seems some of those who were in the land of which we call India, Bharat Desh, so right now, so some of those run away to other places. Prabhupada there, some of them were run away to as far as Europe, and some of them were run away to the middle, something like Turkey and others. And so they all are, coming from all these descendants and then became more and more malicious. So that is what Prabhupada said. Okay, so whatever Prabhupada says is always true. So therefore we can consider how this the curse of Vishamitra affected the whole this earth planet. So the planets where more and more the sons of the next 50 sons of Madhuchanda and Madhuchanda's other younger brothers, so state seems to be much more Vedically inclined, accepting principles of Veda in their life, in terms of following instructions in the marriage, in their eating habits, in their culture. Those are followed much better than those who run away. So to escape wrath of Parasuram, we have heard about in the previous verses in the chapter. So they all end up staying in Turkey and Europe. Of course, Prabhupada said that, okay, in America, of course, many from Europe came there. So they also end up becoming like that, malicious. So that Western countries, some of them escaped and took residence there. So therefore, they end up, continuing their lifestyle as per the curse of Vishamitra. So then, of course, in places like China, as I mentioned, so the devotees celebrated. So I had a opportunity to participate and also, discuss this Janma Karma Chame Divyam on 9th in the context of Balaram Purnima. Therefore, you glorify Balaram. Then, of course, the next week, after that, Saturday, that was August 16, Krishna Janmashtami. Again, discuss same was Janma Karma Chame Divyam in the context, discuss about Krishna's activities. Then the next day, of course, same Janma Karma Chame Divyam. So not only discussing appearance and activities of Lord, but also his devotees like Prabhupada. So discuss about Prabhupada's activities. So how he has spread. Then because of which we see still some people, some citizens of that China still following Vedic principles. So I think it looks like they had influence of other 50 sons, Madhuchandas. So again to summarize, so here you can see, so Vedic principles, command us, tell us to accept the guidance, instructions of elders. So elders can be a father, elder can be the eldest brother, the elder can be a head pujari. If you are someone who is doing puja in the temple, you need to accept instructions of head pujari. So all the elders. So that is the Vedic etiquette. And if you do that, then by that one becomes a Uttama Bhakta. At least Uttama disciple, or Uttama son, Uttama daughter, Uttama worker. So you need everybody Uttama. So Uttama is the one who anticipates. So I hope that I pray to Radha Vallabha, I try to anticipate the desire of our Prabhu, Bhaktiman Prabhu. So then try to act. So then we can be considered as a Uttama person, Uttama follower. So like that we have to, this is very beautifully explained. Then of course later you will see about Yayati story. There will be more detailed discussion about who is first class, who is second class, who is third class, who is fourth class. Personality associated with you in any form, as a son or as a disciple or as a worker or as a colleague or whatever. Yeah. So this is important and this is demonstrated here. So here you can see. So these Madhuchandas are the role model for us to accept Vedic principle and become successful. Okay. So with that, let me stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Grantara Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki. Prabhu, give me some command, what I should do. Maybe you desire, I try to anticipate in my mind. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.